friends, and welcome back to Lemon Tree Corner. This week in the studio we are going to be baking one of my favorites, the Noodlehead Pencil Pouch. So the Noodlehead Pencil Pouch is super cute. It's just basically a pencil pouch. I do add a little loop on the side, so that's one thing I've altered. We're going to do another alteration this time around. So this is what my old ones look like. I usually use a coordinating fabric on the side and a little loop, and sometimes I use denim or cork on the sides as well. But this time we are going to use that fabric that we batch cut already to just make solid ones. So I'm going to have a solid exterior and interior, so that way it just gives a different look from the ones that I've made before. These are also a perfect size for your needles, notions, sharp scissors, like all that stuff, stitch markers. So they're just really useful bags for both the yarny people and the non-yarny people, because this is also good for makeup or pens if you do coloring or anything. My sister also likes to use these when traveling. She puts all of her cords in here for all of her electronics and keeps them all in one place in her backpack for her carry-on. So that's a smart idea too. So we've got all of those cut out. We also have all of the coin purses cut out. This is probably not going to take me a whole week because they're already cut out and everything, famous last words. But we also have the teddy bears. So we've also got, oops, I lost an ear, the teddy bears that are cut out and ready to sew together for the Craftsman's Guild. I'm losing ears. So we've got to sew those together before the next meeting. So since this looks like a slower week for me, sewing wise, we're going to pop those in there as well. And then just working on our other stuff. Now that we got our scarves washed and blocked, it's time for me to block my first sweater. So that'll be interesting. We will see how that goes, and once that's blocked, I can take down the folding table, give my husband the office back, and we will be moving on. We are working on our blankets right now. I find this time of year kind of sad and depressing, so I'm kind of cheering myself up with the Christmas blanket. I thought for sure after Christmas was done I was going to pack it up and wasn't going to look at it again until next December, but I'm really enjoying working on the pattern. It's not a challenging pattern, but it's thoughtful. I really have to focus on it and count, which is good this time of year. It's pretty long already. I'm probably gonna do 4 or 5 stripes. We will see how long. And it's super wide. It's like way wider than it needs to be, but it's kind of like a 2-person couch blanket. So I think that'll be a good size anyway. So I'm just gonna keep working on that until I get bored. We've also got the eyelet scarf that the eyelet shawl that I have at work to work on. I could start a new project, but I kind of stressed myself out last year having too many projects at once. I'd really like to change that habit this year and not have as many things on the go at once. We already have 4 blankets on the go, so I feel like I should make some progress on those before I start anything else. We have another sweater to go. I've got like 15 projects lined up with the pattern and the yarn all ready to go, so we're going to work on one of those. I was also thinking it would be nice to do another one of these Here Comes the Sun scarves, but in something that is like yellow or light blue. I don't have a lot of stuff for kind of cheerful winter wear, and I think it would be nice other than my wicked cow, it would be nice to have something a little more cheerful to wear. So this is really nice and cheerful. We still have to go see the movie, Kelly. We haven't seen it yet. I have to see it before it leaves theaters, so we'll have to plan time for that. Other than that, we are just cranking along. I have set the intention that we are going to do things differently this year. So in addition to not having as many crochet projects on the go stressing me out, I have gone through the list of things that have to be made for the craft fair. I have pared those down to just what we actually need to make for the craft fair so that I can start working on the project bags, because we need a lot of project bags. That's going to be, the yarn crawl is 4 days this year. So I really need to devote multiple weekends to each size bag. So we are gonna fit that in. My intention is to not be stressed out about it, to make what I make, to enjoy the making process and not feel like there's like somebody coming at me, you know, with the deadline, with the stopwatch, trying to, you know, there's no tiger chasing me. So I don't want to feel that way when I'm working on these projects. So we have pared it down a little bit. As always, I would love it if you're new here or you've watched a few videos and you haven't yet subscribed, if you would go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It really helps my channel grow and gets me in front of more people. So does just watching the video, liking the video, anything you do, commenting, really helps me out. So I really appreciate it. So if all of this sounds fun to you, go ahead and grab yourselves a water or a cozy beverage, curl up, and let's start making some bags. I just realized that I need zipper tabs for each of these fabrics. I have all these little pieces that I cut from the lining fabrics. I guess I could use these as zipper tabs. That might be a good solution for us. Yeah, so let me take care of the zipper tabs, get those all ready to go before we can't start on this until we have zipper tabs. Well, I'm glad I made the odd one out first because I forgot that I need to put in fusible fleece. I was like, what's wrong with this picture? So we have one without fusible fleece, and for the rest of them I will need to attach the fusible fleece before we get going. But we can go ahead and sew all of these guys down first. So since these are all green, they're all the same fabric, I'm going to do all of that top stitching first, and then we can do the rest. I really do like doing this wherever possible, where I can get away with doing the same thread, using the same thread the whole time, because it's less often that I have to switch threads. It takes time, it wastes some of the thread as well. So I always appreciate it when I can do more than one thing at a time here. Batch sew all of these down and get cranking. Okay, now we can get started again, now that I have put fusible fleece on everything. So we're just going to sew our zipper down like normal. I forgot to cut off the ends of the zipper tabs. We cut those off. Sew our zipper in like we normally do. And then we're going to put our tab down here. I've just been winging it, so just gonna sew our tab in with the seam side down on one piece here, like that. And then the pattern has us sewing the whole thing at a 1/2 inch seam allowance, but what I just did on the other one, which I think is good, is I sewed the exterior at a 3/8 and the interior at a 1/2 inch. So I think that will work out nicely. We're just gonna center the zipper so we've got a nice amount of fabric on the outside. Finally time to block the sweater, yay! So I've sewn in the ends. I'm gonna go ahead and soak it in the wool wash, and then we'll go to the blocking boards and kind of shape it out The main thing I'm concerned about is the collar line. I want to definitely have that flaring this way, and then we have to figure out how to attach our frog closure. I can't tell which side is which. I'm assuming this side is the correct side because that's where I had everything. I can't tell from the stitch definition which side is which. I think I like this side better, so we're gonna go with that. Let's get started. Okay, now we're gonna try and squeeze this out. It's gonna be very difficult because it is so wet. I saw somebody stomping on theirs on the floor, which is a great idea. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Get as much water out as possible. Ooh, and then I might have to go through like 3 towels. I think that's a really smart idea. We will stomp. I'm already feeling the water come through. Oh, that definitely helped. Of course, now the bottom of my socks are wet. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, I feel like that's as good as it's gonna get. So I got the fan set up, the blocking board set up, and I think we are inside out. So I'm gonna lay this out like a sweater. I probably need more blocking boards for the, yeah, I'm gonna need more blocking boards for the sleeves. And we're just gonna get this as close as we can, and then I'm gonna tilt the collar open. But I just want to line everything up, and we need some more blocking boards. Well, I hope your January is going well. I think we will do 2 on either side here. Okay, our bell sleeves. So I'm very proud of myself for making a sweater. This is my first real garment, so that's good. Okay, let's try that. I think we have to go down a little bit here. There we go. Just gonna line up the middle, get the collar so that it's the same on both sides. Get everything flat. I'll let this sit for like a week probably until it's dry. Oh, glad to have this going and off my plate. Hey friends, just popping in here to give a little message. As you know, I filmed this a couple weeks ahead of time, and right now the LA wildfires are raging in the area, 0% contained. So just a very scary, devastating time for all of us here in the LA area. My heart goes out to everybody who's lost a home, a loved one, who's been misplaced, lost all of their things, and my heart goes out to you. And that coupled with what's to come in the next couple of years here in the United States, just feeling very overwhelmed and depressed and disappointed and all of those things. I tend to stay away from current events and other topics on this channel. I know that a lot of us go to YouTube to escape reality and have a place of comfort, and I'll get back to the cozy content in a little bit. If you want to skip this, go ahead and just wait till my face disappears and we get back to sewing if you want to fast forward. But I just wanted to say something because I feel like it needs to be said. I've recorded this several times now and I don't know the best way to say it. I don't want to alienate anybody. I think you all know from watching my channel, hearing me talk about spiritual things, that I am very spiritual and I believe in everybody's human rights, humanity of people, respecting our neighbors, helping our neighbors, and yeah, just feeling devastated and disappointed with the way things are going in my country right now. So I know a lot of you feel that way as well, and just want to come in here. I don't have any deep words of wisdom for you, but I just want you to know that I'm here and we're all going through this together, and we can all be a source of encouragement for each other as well. I know that, was it Mr. Rogers who used to say, look to the helpers when you're feeling this way? And I think of all the people that are helping with the fires right now, and donations, and the firefighters helping, and everybody offering rooms to people who've lost their homes and a place to stay. And I just think about what we can do in our own communities and our little piece of the world, you know, our little corner of the world, to be helpers. So I encourage you to do that. A lot of you already do volunteer work, and any little thing that we put out there into the world, any positivity, any giving, any love that we can put out there is greatly appreciated by others and can help us feel less alone, less powerless. So I encourage you to do that. If you enjoy making things and donating them to the homeless, if you work at a soup kitchen, if you donate money to a cause that helps people in need, then you're already doing it. But I just want to thank you for being a helper in this world, and encourage all of us to do what we can where we can. We can't fix all of the world's problems, and as we go into the scary unknowns to come, yeah, I just want you to know that I'm here with you. I'm hoping to put out, you know, content that you can rely on to feel comfort, to feel uplifted, to feel creative, and I'm here for you. So we're all going to go through this together. I know most of us here on this channel live in the US, so the whole point is for us to manifest a better future for our country and our world, and it's really a struggle for me to do that right now. So if you see me feeling overwhelmed or stressed or anything, it's not just the sewing and the schedule, it's also what's going on in the world. So thank you for listening. Let's get back to the sewing. Cue the montage. Lost it. Thread chicken. And on a real visible piece too. Oh no. Well, I'm looking forward to our next vacation. And then in July we were going to go back up to the Olympic Peninsula. There's a beautiful Lake Crescent Lake up there that we wanted to stay at. It's very, very expensive to stay at Crescent Lake. But I was gonna find an Airbnb that was pretty close. only we have waited too long. All the Airbnbs I picked out are already booked. So now I am looking at other Airbnbs and trying to figure out the timing of all of that. But I gotta hurry up and book it, or else all of those are gonna be sold out too. Oh, I hate it when I lose thread chicken on a top stitching part. I like using these design boards because it really allows me to transport things. I'm not all in one room here, I'm kind of spread out, so it's nice to have a way to transport them from one room to the other. And now we're on to sewing them together. So I'm going to open up the zippers so I don't forget. The nice thing about these zippers by the yard, I find, is that I can still open them from the inside, but it's always smarter to just do it now. And then I think we're gonna go ahead and stick with the green thread. The only one I don't know that the green thread's gonna look good on is this one, but that's okay. And now we're gonna put them together and sew them. Point out one thing that I need to get back into are these Power Thought cards. These are by Louise Hay. There's lots of card decks out there that you can find on Amazon that are great. There's like little tarot card ones and like daily inspiration ones. There's religious ones if you're into that. But I really like these ones. Louise Hay is a little out there for most people, but I really like her philosophy and her way of seeing things. So, you know, we have ones like My Home is a Peaceful Haven. This is all about manifesting and having a higher positive thought that gets you where you want to go. So it's like, I bless my home with love. I put love in every corner. And my home lovingly responds with warmth and comfort. I am at peace. So I like just dumping these out and just picking one. You know, I'm willing to let go. That's really good for what we've been talking about with the transformation. I release others to experience whatever is meaningful to them, and I'm free to create that which is meaningful to me. That ties in perfectly with what we were just talking about. This one was on the top, which I think is going to be mine for today. You can do these once a week, once a day, whatever you feel like. Divine wisdom guides me. Wow. Exactly what I needed to hear today. I am guided throughout this day in making the right choices. Divine intelligence continuously guides me in realization of my goals. I am safe. So that one's really speaking to me today. So I highly suggest, if this is something that you're into or up for, these are a great way to just have a positive thought for the day, have something to focus on. If you're kind of spinning out of control, you know? Life supports me. So I really like this bundle. Life created me to be fulfilled. I trust life, and life is always there at every turn. I am safe. And obviously you can replace the word life with God if that's how you're feeling. Divine intelligence, whatever it is for you. So these are not like necessarily religious in nature, they're spiritual in nature, but they have a lot of good religious ones as well if you prefer that. But I love the illustrations. You're being guided and watched over, and yeah, so I think I'm gonna go back to pulling one of these at least once a week, and then I put it up by my desk and I can see it, and I think about it every time. So thought I'd share that with you. I'll link this one down below if you're interested, but there's a lot of other ones. There's some sarcastic ones too that are really fun. Here is the finished sweater. I think I'm gonna like using this closure better than a frog that's sewn in, because this way I can overlap it. It's a little wide still, so I feel like being able to crisscross it's gonna be important. See it there, very nice. Sleeves, the Crazy Bell sleeves. So I think that's gonna be good. I might stick it in the dryer just for a few minutes. I'm kind of afraid of ruining it or shrinking it too much, but just because it's still a little itchy and it's a little big, I wasn't thinking about the fact that the yarn was gonna relax when I washed it. So it might be good just to stick it in the dryer for a couple of minutes, but I don't want to ruin it after all this work. But mostly happy with it and excited to get started on the next sweater. Well, that's it for this week. Let's take a look at all of our pencil pouches. So here's the first one we made that I forgot to put any fusible fleece in, so that one's a little squishy. We've got all of the same fabrics that we did for our piggy pouches. So we've got this one with a little heart pull. This one I just did a dark green zipper on. This one we have a berry zipper with a butterfly. Same thing here, berry zipper with the butterfly. And this one I did a flowers zipper pull with the turquoise. And then we have our blue fabrics. So I did a red with some hearts for the ladybugs. We've got this one with, what's that, a flower pull, so it's just like a fuchsia. We did a yellow with a flower pull, and then another yellow with a flower pull for the flowers. So all in all, very happy with these. I really kind of shot myself in the foot by interfacing that entire piece of fabric last week. The problem is that I should have cut the zipper tabs and all of these tabs, like the finger loops, before I interfaced the fabric. So next time if I do this way again, I'm gonna cut out all the loops and the zipper tabs and everything before we go any further. And I just realized I don't have any zipper tabs for the coin purses because I forgot to cut them out for these, and I forgot to cut them out for the coin purses. So we're gonna have to see if I can find more of this green. I just went back and had to get more yellow to finish these off. So that's the third piece of yellow gingham that I've bought. And last time I was there I did not see the green. I didn't look for it this last time. So yeah, we might have to look for the green again. Or, you know, I could just use the actual fabrics for the zipper tabs for those. I think it is cute to do this for the zipper tabs for these, but I can just use the regular fabric for those. That's fine. So we got all of those done. Next week we will be working on the Ethel tote. I've got a 3-day weekend, so I'm hoping to start on the teddy bears as soon as I turn this off. And then I've got 3 of those Ethel totes that I want to make. It's a swoon pattern. It's very swoopy, nice shoulder bag. I want to add in a recessed zipper, so I will have to make the lining panels bigger because we're going to be cutting them and sewing something in the middle, so I need to allow for that seam allowance. So we'll just have to figure that out when we cut out the pieces of fabric. But I've got 3 of those I would like to make for the next show. That's the only real bag I'm going to be making for the next show. And then we'll do the coin purses and sachets and everything. And then we will get into the project bags. So I need to go through all that fabric and pick those out. Yeah, so it's been a week. Let's just say that. So I'm sending you all light and love as we go into this uncertain time period for who knows how long it will be. I'm sure it will be a challenge, and I hope that we can all keep our vision high for the future as we go into that. But right now the wildfires are still going on, and at least some of them are being contained, so that's good, but the big one in Pacific Palisades is not really contained. The nice thing is, you know, I said look to the helpers, and we have firefighters coming in from all over the world to help us battle these fires. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Pretty much so many nations have responded and sending us their firefighters to help battle these fires. And yeah, it's just been a very dry year for us. And I don't know that there's any rain coming in the forecast, but if you would all like to pray for rain, maybe we can manifest some rain to come. Other than that, I've just been cranking away on my Christmas blanket. I'm just going to keep going on that until I get sick of it, so we will see how far I get. It's definitely, as it's cold outside, I think once it gets warmer in March or April, I'll definitely be back to my cotton blanket. But we will work on this. Until then, I do have an inkling of starting something else, just to have something more portable to go. I'm kind of liking the monogamous crocheting right now because it's keeping me from getting pulled in too many directions. So we'll see how long we can keep that up. Okay, friends, well, thank you for joining me again this week. Thank you for listening to me. And yeah, scary times ahead, but we will all get through it together. So I am wishing you a wonderful week ahead. Anything you can do to take care of yourself. Keep yourself calm, do a meditation, do some breath work, do something to help soothe yourself during these troubling times. And I will see you back here next week. I love you. Bye.